What? I screwed that up. What is up, everybody? I'm Alex of Swamp Rat Fishing. I've got the co-hostess with the mostest, Paul Roberts here, and we are Bass and Brews, your weekly distraction from high-quality podcasts that are super educational, because we cannot achieve any of that. Paul, brother, how are you today?
Man, as always, I'm wonderfully wonderful. I'm still, and I say that with a little bit of anger in my voice because you're still muting me during our intro, and I ain't too happy about it.
Well, listen, after, and if you guys haven't, we haven't released it audio only form. You guys either shoot us an email at bassandbrews@gmail.com or hit one of us up on Instagram. Last Friday night, we did a Hook Set Hoodlums roundup on the channel. Let me know if you guys want that in audio form. It's a dangerous situation, but if you don't want it audio, at least go watch the replay on the channel. You guys get to see not Paul Roberts. You get to see Paul Heels at his most unruly, truly self.
Well, look, here's the thing is we should have taken that however long it was and cut out all the actual fishing stuff, which I tried to keep us on track and get us back on track numerous times. But it would be a quick 6-minute audio podcast if we were to take out how much fishing we actually taught. But it would have been a damn good 6 minutes.
Listen, man, my favorite part of that night is when you kept trying to hold it back to fishing, and then I learned that I could keep dropping you out of the stream over and over. It was just a clinic on cyberbullying. But we got a great guest today. We've got CountryBoyCreekFishing in the house. Really awesome for you guys to meet him, and we'll start talking to him. But first, Jesus, I'm all over the place today. But first, me and Paul are both proud members of Hook Set Hoodlums Pro Staff Team. They are, he's got it. There it is. Remember, it's Hook Set versus everybody. You can go over to hooksethoodlums.com. They got a fall line coming out soon. Make sure to use promo code CANCEL-STEVEN. It won't save you any money, but it'll be a direct effect against OG Scuba Steve and the shenanigans he's running over on his page. And I also want to give a shout out. Normally, I wear my Hook Set hat. Today, we've got a Stretching Lines hat. Yes. Damien over at Stretching Lines is about ready to release something big. I didn't talk to him. I'm just going to blabber it here. He's got a jig line coming out to go with his soft plastic. So make sure you follow him at Stretching Lines Anglers Gear, I believe is his Instagram. So let's get this started. Paul, what do you got to drink tonight, man?
I have a trusty old Dead Guy Ale Rogue.
I like it.
It ain't a boy, but it ain't a shawty either.
That's true. I've got the regular old, Coastal Evac. You ready?
Hey-o. You know who gets a damn crisp. I mean, makes me want to stop and drink a Pepsi Cola in the middle of the day when I'm listening to his podcast. Crack.
Who's that?
Crack my mind. Bass Beers and Kayaks. Why the hell am I forgetting his name right now? Shit is pissing me off. But if you listen to his podcast, he cracks one open, and I don't know if ours sounds like that because I don't listen to the podcast.
I don't either.
But man, if ours sounds half as good as his can openings, if it doesn't, we need new mics.
Well, I mean, maybe we could listen to the podcast, but I don't think we're going to do that.
No, I'm not listening to our podcast. I can't take any more of hearing your voice.
All right. On that note, let's bring in Country Boy Creek Fishing. Country, what's up, man? How are you?
How y'all doing? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Glad to finally have you on the show. I've been a fan of your Instagram page for a while. I know Paul has too. You were actually on our list of guests that we wanted on for probably, what would you say, Paul, a couple months now. We've been throwing around getting you on, so it's awesome to have you on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then
fisherman, so
Yeah.
all I know is this, man. Sinkos. That's all I know.
There we go. Yum dingers.
Well, you're killing it on them, man. You're killing them on them. Yeah, so where can people find you at? Is it just Instagram?
Yeah, just Instagram, basically. I got a Fish Brain, but it's not as popular as Instagram.
Okay.
You're on YouTube, but you don't have videos, right?
Yeah, I'm like you. I was listening to what you said, man. I got all type of footage on my action camera. It's just, boy, good gracious. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. A lot of work.
Well, I'll let Alex go because I'll be taking us off on tangents and shit.
I was about to say, I'm about ready not to be fishing. I'm going to start hiring out my mediocre editing skills to everybody. I'll charge you guys like $10 an hour. I'll go through all your footage and we'll make bangers out of it.
Man, that sounds like a deal to me. You get me monetized and I'll start paying you.
I'll start paying you, or I'll start getting paid from you when I start paying you for this podcast. So never. Oh. All right, Country. How about you introduce yourself? When did you start fishing?
I started fishing as a kid. Well, sorry. I'm Country Boy, a.k.a. Steven, a.k.a. Sam, whichever name you want to call me. Have it. I started fishing when I was a kid with my dad, but it wasn't bass fishing. It was more like brim, bluegill, whatever y'all want to call them. I call them brim.
So let's clear this up real quick. Where are you from?
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Born and raised Fayetteville.
Raised, baby, yes, sir.
So everybody listening, because we ain't had too many country folk down on here. We had Slab Dynasty, he's from the area. But look, we call them brim down here. There's probably going to be some vernacular and enunciations that some of you northern peoples up there might not understand. That's okay. We'll learn you.
Like Philip to Felipe? Is that what we're saying? We're going to mess it up, Paul?
Well, Philip spelled that way was his cousin from the south. Felipe is the cousin from the north.
But you said it was French.
French.
It is.
I mean French.
Philippe. But I called him Philip. Look, I can use the name Philip and spell it 6 different ways and say it 12 different ways. That's a lot.
Or you could just spell it Philip like it's supposed to be. Anyways, we're derailing. Poor country's trying to get on here.
I have already done an American Philip, 2 L's, no trill above the E. So now y'all know how hard it is to fucking come up with these names. Jeez. Anyway, all right, Country Boy. Fayetteville grew up fishing brim and probably catfish in the creeks and the rivers.
Sure, that's it.
There we go.
But I met my lovely wife in 2010-ish, 2011, and she's from Florence, South Carolina.
Oh, holy shit. She from the PD. So she probably knows where I grew up. We might even know each other. I'm from McBee.
It's right around the corner from there.
That's right. It is. That's the PD, man. What high school did you go to?
I don't want to give you the wrong name, but she went to down there. I don't want to give you the wrong name. It's probably only 2 high schools there, though.
Well, West Florence.
They have high schools in South Carolina?
I think it might be South Florence. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. They both.
Yeah, that's the PD. Hell yeah, man. That's my kind of girl. I will say you better figure out if it was 2010 or 11 and today, this ish stuff.
She right around the house listening to me. She gonna choke me.
She's taking notes. That's awesome. Yeah. So tell her I grew up in McBee, South Carolina. She'll know where McBee is.
Yeah. But when I met her, man, her family was doing a lot of bass fishing. And that's when I got into it. I was like, y'all can do it. I can too. And I hopped into it the wrong way. Like I went to the store and started buying everything, man. everything. And none of it really worked for me except for flukes and stick baits. But yeah, that really started around 2010, 2011.
So were you fishing from a boat, a kayak, the bank? Like how did you get
the bank and John boat? I started kayak fishing maybe 2 years ago. My neighbor had some type of old town. It wasn't one of these new up-to-date brands, but he had an old town. And I started with him, and unfortunately, he left me like a year ago. So I had to go out and find a kayak.
I hear you.
But yeah, that's how I got into fishing, man. And I've been hooked ever since. Every weekend, I can't do nothing if I don't go fishing.
I mean, we see it.
You eat largemouth bass?
Say it again?
You eat largemouth bass?
Nah.
That's later on.
All right. Something ain't right.
That's later on. All right, man. We definitely see your content again. We'll have them linked below. You put out really genuine content. There's not, and again, it's not like you don't put work into it, but it's genuine. There's none of this like fakeness. There's none of this weird camera angle like some of the owners of Hookset Hoodlums, where they catch a 6-inch bass, but because they have a G.I. Joe hold it looks giant. Like, you are very honest with your fishing, and that is, again, it's a breath of fresh air. It's nice to see that, and you can tell that you genuinely love doing it. Like, when you get excited, you can tell that you're excited, and honestly, a smile on my face. Like, I'm like, this dude loves it. He's living his best life out there. He's doing his thing. I dig it.
I have a mic I can nearly fit every time I catch a fish, man. I love it.
But you're not annoying like him, because he is my mortal nemesis. Him and Jeffrey Wheeler, who just won Angler of the Year. It's Jeffrey Wheeler, right?
Yes, Alex hates winners. That's what I've come down to.
That's a whole nother podcast, but that's not true. But what made you get into kayaking? You said you got into it 2 years ago. What pushed you to go from the bank and the John boat into what I like to refer to now is the universal plastic love boat? That's what I'm calling my kayak from now on.
When I did get in the kayak, I think the kayak put me in different spots that I couldn't get to in the boat or the bank, and I caught a lot more fish. So it was a no-brainer. Yeah. It was a no-brainer. Go to Academy and get you a kayak. And that's exactly what I bought, the cheapest kayak they had, which was a Sun Dolphin. I ain't gonna lie, it taught me a lot, but it was bull crap.
Yeah. Hey, it's what a turtle looks like on land on the shell, as the Sun Dolphin just turns circles.
Exactly. That's exactly what it did, man. But
I think that's good, though. I think that's good, man. I started, I didn't get my pedal one until last year. So I had like a Bass Pro, like the 10-foot model. I had that for 4 years. I feel like that doing that kind of budget level is good because it teaches you about boat positioning. It teaches you how to work with minimal space. Because I feel like sometimes you can even take more stuff when you're bank fishing than you can on a kayak sometimes, you know what I mean? And still be accessible.
And the Sun Dolphin I had, it was supposed to be 10 feet, but it was like 9 feet, 6 inches.
I would have taken that thing back for those, you know what I mean? Take that and be like, hey, you shorted me some inches.
Hey, y'all got that kayak stretcher in the back, because this one here didn't come in. Oh, look, they did you like that, like Subway been doing us for the last 30 years, selling us foot longs and only being 11 inches.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
So what kind of bodies of water? Are you on the river? Because you down there with a bunch of rivers and creeks. Are you on ponds, big water?
Go to the most pressured public lakes I can find, like what should I call them? Park lakes, like
okay,
parks. The lakes are no bigger, from 35 acres to 100 acres. No boats allowed, basically. That's the only place I go to for right now, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the normal kind of like? Is it a structure-based bodies of water, or is it a cover-based? Like, are we dealing with grass and pads, or are we dealing with boulders and rock?
Grass, everywhere. I hate it, but love it.
And then you've got to be a fan of the Swamp Rat Special, right? The swim jig, right? You're throwing that thing around, right?
See, I keep playing with it.
That's it, man.
And so what's cool also where he's from, so that part of North Carolina is that tannic, so that sweet tea or that coffee water.
Oh, you got tannic water too?
Oh, well, yeah, that's the Sand Hills area. And so it's all longleaf pines and a lot of tannic water, because I grew up in the same thing. So it's black water.
Yes.
It's black water, but it ends up being like clear. I mean, sweet tea is the biggest thing.
It's clear, but it has sediment. It's dark, and that's all I fish. River X, where I do 90% of my videos, it's a tidal river, but where I fish, it's cedar water. It's completely tannic. Like, I went out on the 10th and I was like, oh, the water clarity is good. I've got like 4 inches of clarity. That's awesome. That's amazing clarity where I'm at. Like, I love tannic water.
Yeah, I call it sweet tea.
Yeah.
That color is sweet tea.
Some of the prettiest bass you'll ever catch will come out of that.
I was about to say the coloration when you get them, because they have like the back is just so dark, and then like how it gradients down to like the white underbelly. I love the bass that come out of dark water.
Yeah. So Country Boy, we want to hear a little bit more about, some of your fishing techniques and all. But before we go there, part of this podcast, we talk about fishing, we talk about kayak fishing, we talk about content creation and social media presence. And so, like, you put out media, you put out content, but dude, one of the mitigating, or one of the factors that people say of how you become successful on social media is to like interact with people.
Yeah, I like
you. I swear to God, you interact and promote and share more people's shit than anybody I've ever seen ever. Like, you comment, and it ain't like the bunch of smiley faces and the fire symbols. Like, you really comment and talk.
Like on my mind.
Yeah. And he'll take your post and make it way better and share it on his story. And it's not just Instagram. Like, I see you commenting on people's stuff on YouTube all day long too. So, I mean, you don't put anything on YouTube, but man, I'd be damned if you're not commenting. And so that's like, one of the things you do that, and you got a huge following. Well, I think you're at 2,100 something followers now on Instagram.
Should be at 24 now.
See, like, what is that? How long have you been growing that Instagram account to get to that level?
I actually just started in October or November of last year.
So we coming up on a year, and my man's got 2,400.
It's awesome.
Yeah. But it's a testament to say, when you interact with people's stuff, not only are they more likely to come to your content, exactly. But then everybody in those comments are coming to it, and you're a great example of that.
That's exactly what happened. Like, I started with nothing, and I would hop on everybody's posts, and if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. I tell them how I feel about it, and everybody just like that. I kept it real, and you got lots of followers from just interacting with everybody.
I think that's a good way to put it, because not only are people following, so doing it the way that you've done it. So, like, let's say it's Jeffrey Wheeler, right? You're commenting on Jeffrey Wheeler's posts, but you almost become a co-actor in whatever their content is, and that's going to draw folks to, well, what the hell is he doing? Let's go see what he's doing. He's part of this. Let's go figure this out too. And it's almost a way to like insert yourself into a community and kind of cement yourself in, which is awesome. I mean, that's what all this is about, right? It's all supposed to be about connecting and talking to each other.
Like, I made the page just to connect with people in North Carolina, but it got way bigger than that fast, super fast.
Yeah, I mean, you're like one of the greatest cheerleaders, and so. And I would be like, since we've been connected and you shared my content, like, I'd be interested to know how many people I've got that are now, friends of mine on Instagram or interact with my content that came from you sharing it and doing that. And that's not something that's tracked.
You know what? That's a good point. I'd really love for that across all these things. Like, hey, where did you come from? Like, give it a box. Like, when you hit follow, put like, there should be an option. Like, hey, do you want to say where you came from to find this person? Yeah. I'd really like that.
Because I would be willing to bet there's a lot of folks that have found a lot of shit because of Country Boy, because of how he promotes it, man. I mean, when we put out a podcast post, it's like minutes. Yep. Later, he's made it way better and put it on his story. He's made it better than me. Alex does a really good job with his. I put our logo on there, but like, go listen to our shit Friday morning.
Yeah.
No, and I really appreciate that. You've been, you've been with us since Paul came on. Oh, maybe a little bit before that. It might have been Paul's interview episode, I think, when you came on.
I think I started with Carlos from Lone Star.
Okay.
So that was one of the first episodes That wasn't the first episode. Yeah, I don't remember. It's all the same time. I can't remember what happened, but that's about the same time that I think I'd been listening to it before then, but somewhere.
Carlos was right after you, Paul. He was the guest after you.
Carlos was?
I thought he was.
Yeah.
Lone Star was before me, brother.
Yeah, listen, we're already at like season 9. It's really hard to keep track.
He might be after me. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I don't remember. Yes, we're all on the same page.
He's 2 after you. I just looked it up. Nate Shagden was right after you, and then Lone Star.
I can't remember.
This is actually the very first podcast I ever listened to.
I remember you putting that in, I think it was on YouTube where you put that out. It's either YouTube or Instagram. And I was like, honestly, it sounds corny, but I was like, I went to my wife and I'm like, yo, this guy's never heard a podcast. And we got him onto ours. And she went, man, he doesn't know that they can actually be good. And I was like, well, thanks, darling. Like, that's very nice of you.
Since listening to y'all, I got onto Jigs and Bigs probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. They pretty
Jugs and Bugs.
Yep, they pretty damn good.
Bobby Roast Beef, the best voice in the game. Like, he kills it.
Yeah. He got a voice just for this, man.
I know his damn face he's got to have a voice because his face ain't made for the camera like mine.
I mean, that show would be excellent, except for Sean the Fisherman swears more than Cody Lockwood is the only thing that brings that show down.
Sean does spit some damn knowledge.
He does.
So that's your social media. I mean, you've grown the hell out of that channel. I mean, like Dust Off Fishing is another one that just exploded from that, and it was the same type of mentality as just engaging with people. And so I mean that's great. And I implore anybody that's not following Country Boy, one, you probably are, you should be, because you see your stuff if you're following us, but it really can help people new to the social media game that's trying to grow it. An easy way to do it, because like what most people are worried about is putting out the content. They're worried about what people are going to think of them. They're scared to be in front of the camera, shit like that. And he does that, but I would be willing to bet the majority of his followers come from him just commenting and liking and sharing other people's shit. And so if you're trying to get some followers and grow that brand, I mean, that's a great way to do it, because I mean, even Dustoff talked about he would go and look and see who was interacting with him the most. And those were people that he started interacting with their channels more.
Yep.
And so, that's how you start to create little niches within your community that can help you with certain things. So you're a great social media cheerleader. It's awesome, man. I always know when we put that podcast little blip out, it's gonna be improved upon. You're one of them that's gonna make it improved upon and shared on that story.
But I think that's awesome. Like I just want to piggyback off him a little bit, and the reason why we're covering the social media, I know we talked last episode with Ramon Outdoors about kind of the social media episode, right? It's because I get a lot of like either comments or DMs or comments on YouTube about like, how do I do this, right? And I'm not huge by any means, right? Like Paul's not huge. Country, you got a big channel, but in the grand scheme, you're not huge either, right? But you don't have to be huge to leave an imprint on everybody. You don't have to be huge to build a community of people, of anglers, or whatever your niche is, right? But specifically with fishing, like most of us just want to talk fishing. We want to see a fish because they're gorgeous, especially bass. We want to see something funny. Maybe you fail at something so we can laugh at you. That's awesome. Maybe a little dirty humor every once in a while. And then other than that, like just want to talk fishing. Like, what's your bait? What's this bait? Like, that's all we want to do. It's kind of simple in a way, right? Like you just communicate with folks.
That's it, man. I like to talk too, so I think that helps. Yeah.
Look, folks from the country we can talk the ears off of Billy Goat now.
All right. So let's get back to fishing. So So you're fishing these park ponds, you said, right?
Yeah.
So what's your go-to? I know you talked earlier about the fluke and the Senko. Are those your two go-to baits?
Fluke, Senko, or swim jig. And the swim jig I prefer is a 6 cent. I think it's Divine swim jig.
Yep.
Put it up close to the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. And
these ones.
Yeah, that one. Flirt Skirt, he makes a good one too.
Yo, he's been a Flirt Skirt. I'm gonna tell you what, Flirt Skirt has been a hot commodity in the Hook Set Hoodlums chat as of late. I think Flirt Skirt.
Yeah,
he has. I'll tell you what. I think there's some big things coming because almost most Hook Set Hoodlums members I know are definitely looking at Flirt Skirt hard.
Yeah, he does some damn good work, man. And it's like the prices are, you can't beat his prices at all.
Right.
Well, and so here's what's funny is I've never really fished a swim jig. And where the lakes that I fish around here, we don't have a lot of grass. So I'm fishing a lot of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, it's just not, I honestly, tell you the truth, ain't been a big jig person in general.
Right.
It's just not something I typically grew up throwing.
I caught my jig fish.
Say that again.
My first swim jig fish was this year.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's like Bobby Roast Beef loves a swim jig. I mean, he's gonna chunk that every day. So what made you go towards that? So kind of not as a new angler, but starting to expand your horizons from soft plastics, right? That's what a lot of people start with. What made you want to gear towards the swim jig versus some kind of other bait or another soft plastic?
I'm not sure. Who was it? I was asking one of the Instagram family members about jigs, and they basically said, "What do I have? A lot of grass, rocks, whatever." And I told him it was a lot of grass and lily pads, and he told me to pick up a swim jig, and I picked it up, and ever since then I've been loving it, man. I haven't put it down since.
What's your trailer of choice on that?
Either a rage tail, the menace,
yep,
or some type of like creature, like some type of craw.
Okay.
It don't matter which one it is. I ain't like big brand. I don't care about all that crap.
but you're going more craw or creature style, not paddle tail.
Yeah, no, not paddle tail, more craw or creature style.
And then are you I saw that you're holding a green one with that tannic water. Have you experimented with the black ones yet?
Black swim jigs? Yeah, I do black and blue. That's either black and blue. I call it bluegill. Everybody call it whatever, but I call it bluegill. Black and blue gill or white shad pattern. Those
perfect. And I was about to say, don't sleep on. I think they call it the so not Strike King. 6 Cents has one. So I fish primarily Beast Coast jigs. They call it the Cajun Crush, but there's a very similar pattern with 6 Cents that's black with pink in it. So it's got pink strands. So I feel like that helps pop. And I know it probably doesn't matter because a bass sees whatever, right? But for me, like I feel like that pink in my head, I think that they see red. And I'm always a big proponent of I like the swim jig because I think it's a very finesse way to power fish. And that red would almost like imitate the gills flashing. You know what I mean? As you're pulsing that thing through.
I never thought about it like that. Yeah.
Do you do just a straight retrieve or do you do the Alabama shake?
I do everything.
You do them all?
Shake, Harlem shake, whichever one you want to do. But
look, and whichever one they bite, that's what I do the rest of the day.
But the one that triggers them the most is the Alabama shake.
Yeah.
That's the most. Yeah.
I think it depends because if I'm not fishing River X and I'm fishing a lake, the Alabama shake destroys. Like, it does such a good job. If I'm fishing River X, it does not do a good job. Those fish like a steady retrieve, and then I kill it and let that thing drop all the way to the bottom. That's why I only use 3/8 now instead of a 1/4 anymore, because it would take too long. So I'd reel that thing in and then kill and let it drop all the way to the bottom, give it like 2 cranks up back into the water column, and then start retrieving again. That's the only way I can get those guys to go. What's up, Paul?
Teacher.
Yes.
A 1/4 ounce?
Yeah, so you're going to use a 1/4 ounce. What's that?
You fishing for brimps?
No, so if you go to Beast Coast, and actually Sixth Sense is the same way, their hook size doesn't change with the head size, the head weight.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah,
so no matter what, the Sixth Sense uses a 4/0 hook. Beast Coast uses a 5/0 hook. So no matter what, you're going to get that. Why you'd use a 1/4 would be if you're going to really like concentrate on hitting the top of grass. Like if you're just going to float on the top. I mean, we talked about it. Maybe you were too white clawed up, but we did talk about it in the round table last week.
About that. When you kicked me out.
So that's when I'll take a lot of people rig that menace grub with the legs like right in line with the hook. If I'm using a 1/4 ounce, then I'm going to go actually this way, because that'll help it keep it high in the water column and just tick across the top of the grass instead of punching through it.
I line my tails up like that too, and a lot of people look at it crazy, man.
Right. I freaking love the swim jig. I love talking swim jigs. They're randomly like in my car. Like today, I got to the toll. I live in New Jersey, so we have to pay to drive on roads because we're stupid. But I reached in and I was like, damn, what is that? And I literally shoved my hand into 3 swim jigs that were in my center compartment that I completely forgot about.
See, listeners and viewers, that's how you can't fuck with money. When you just got lures all up in your car and where they can't find. I'll tell you what, I know where every single lure I bought for the last 30 years is.
Shit, I don't.
I do,
right,
because I can't lose them. That's money.
Well, it's because you spent $5,000 on a squeaky Hobie. I was able to spend that extra money.
Two things. I bought it used. I spent like $2,500. Second thing, the squeak is gone. That bitch is sounds better and goes way better than your Toodly who, whatever you
Country. Did you saw that video, right? Of Paul's manicured painted toes squeaking along. Squeak, 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 squeak. Yo, I put that
funny as shit, man. I watched it like 30 times.
You know, people got angry. I put that Instagram, they were okay, right? I put that on TikTok. They got angry. I got some hate for that one.
I didn't see
my drive doesn't sound like that. That's a bunch of bullshit. I got DMs from folks. They're like, why is that hairy dude got painted toes making Hobie look bad? I said, listen, I took the footage how I got the footage.
No, they didn't say that shit.
Yes.
All right. You send me those DMs from TikTok, and I'm going to go on their TikTok and talk shit to them.
He said TikTok.
TikTok, you don't got it right. That's his separate North Carolina TikTok.
I'm a product of the Carolinas. I'm not North or South. I'm a Carolinian.
That's all these people talking about damn pickerel and pike. I don't know what the hell that is, man.
What is it? What is it, country boy?
I have no clue. I don't know what a bowfin is. It's a fucking mudfish or
mudfish.
Yeah.
But pickerel and pike we call jackfish down here. I know you call it jackfish.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They just don't know how to name them right.
Wait. You call pike and pick. I mean, do you guys even have pike?
I don't know, motherfuckers. Jackfish.
It's a different fish. It's a different fish. It's a totally different fish. The pike is totally different from the pickerel. Jackfish. Okay, so anything long and slender with teeth is a jackfish.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the difference in y'all's?
What? The boat.
Well, so a chain pickerel is smaller. Always going to be smaller. What's that?
All right.
Anyways, they're smaller.
A pickerel and
a pike.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a pickerel is always going to be smaller. And pickerel live in different waters. Usually pike need really clean water for the most part to live, at least where I'm at. Like North Jersey has tons of pike. South Jersey, we have zero because pickerel basically live in mud puddles down here. They live in dirty sand quarries. They live in nasty cedar water where there's like low oxygen. They'll still survive during that, and they get big during that.
Your definition was long, slender, slimy with teeth. Both of them are that, so they fucking jackfish. They can be pike, they can be pickerel. We don't argue that, but if you just want to be general, they jackfish.
I'm just gonna say pickerel.
I posted my first jackfish, and somebody said something about a pickerel. I was like, I don't know what the fuck. I Googling what a pickerel was.
See, we even have the redfin pickerel down here.
Well, so scientifically, ours are pickerel.
Probably, yes. Do they have the?
They're a chain pickerel, is what they are.
Okay.
They're a chain pickerel. They're in down here. We have a lot of creeks and tribs and stuff like that. That's where they're. And when they get into the ponds, they can grow bigger.
Yep.
And I've caught some decent ones down where I'm from and down in the same area that Country Boy's from. Now up in this area where I'm in Raleigh. I haven't much. I'm sure you can catch them out of the creeks, but down in that tannic water, you can get some good ones. But they're chain pickerel. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but they're a form of pickerel. But we just call them jackfish, and they make delicious fish balls.
They're tough because you got to Y-bone them out.
You boil them and put them into a fish ball like you would a gar.
Oh,
I heard the back strap on them real good.
Yeah, the back. So the first chain pickerel I ever caught,
Jackfish.
The first chain pickerel I ever caught, I was fishing with a buddy. I just got in my kayak, and all at that point, all I'd caught was brim. Does that work for you? Cotton.
You say cotton.
All I'm cotton. It's being around you guys. I'm picking up this.
Tell because down here in the South, that's how we say cotton. Cotton.
So at that point, all I've caught was brim and bass, right? So I catch my first pickerel, and as I pull that thing into the boat and I start to shove my hand in its to a mouth, I can hear my buddy go, "Don't lip it." And it was too late, and I literally shoved my thumb down there and I lipped this pickerel, and it tore. I still have scars on my thumb. He tore all the way through my thumb.
Didn't you?
It was my first pickerel, and then I ate that guy. That was the first one I ate. I said, "Listen, son, if you took a part of me, I'm eating your flesh." So I took that guy home. The backstrap is good, and he was a big one too. He was pushing 5 pounds. Like my first ever pickerel was a giant. Yeah, that's pretty common up here. They're like they run between your good ones run between 3 to 5 pounds easily.
I think even probably 2 pounds.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to see big ones, we'll do a shameless plug here. As of 8 o'clock, I actually just released a video that's got my first 2 fish catches are both pickerels are pushing 4 pounds. And that was common, small in the area.
Was it you or Wild Bill that just posted one with blood and you were like, oh, don't worry, guys. So you tried to lip that bitch again?
No, so I was trying to get the jig out of his mouth. That was the biggest one. I'm trying to winch. So the only problem, I love Beach Coast, right? Beach Coast swim, the Gorilla swim jig is money, unless you're catching a pickerel because it has such a wide weed guard. So when you're trying to get that thing out, it can be a pain to get it out, even with pliers. So I'm using my hand to try to push that weed guard without poking his eyeball out, basically. And he just shifted up and just caught the side of me and cut the top of my finger. And then it was like some weird not cannibal. It was some weird, as I'm trying to get him done, my finger's bleeding down my hand into his mouth. And I could see his bottom jaw going like he liked it. It was really creepy. Like I caught him and his gill was all jacked. I didn't take a lot of pictures because I felt bad for him. But when I released him, I got it on footage. When I released him, he jumped right back up. I felt like when he jumped up, he was like, "I'm not done, motherfucker. I tasted your blood. I want it."
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, he was.
Alex is seriously taking on some country twang right now.
It's weird. I don't like it. I think it's because we have 2 with a thick accent.
Yeah,
I'm just that accent chameleon.
He doesn't say Colton. But there's a difference now. Twang is like our old boy Lone Star in Texas. Texans and them Westerners got twangs. Down here in the South, we got draws. FYI, just so everybody knows.
Is that like underwear?
No, those are draws. We got draws.
All right, man. So you said you like
naming your son Towel ain't what you wrap around you when you get out the shower, which is called a towel.
Wait. You name your son what?
We talked about this the other day.
Tyler?
No, Towel.
Towel.
Tal. The guy's name's Towel, but then what you wrap around you when you get out the shower is a towel.
No. You hold on. You're naming a kid Tal? Towel?
Towel.
What's that short for? Talligate?
Towel. It ain't short for shit.
I don't think I've ever met anybody named Tal. That's a new one.
Well, you're an uncultured motherfucker.
Listen, I did my time in the South. I did 10 months in Pascagoula, Mississippi. It was awful. I hated it. No offense to anybody from Mississippi.
Because they couldn't bring on the STDs.
It was that was weird. That's a whole nother story. Back to fishing. All right. So you said you like.
Tell me this, country boy. So are you primarily targeting bass now, or do you multi-species? Multi-species.
It depends on how the bass treat me, man. It depends on how the bass treat me. Like this weekend, I ain't catch no bass, so this coming weekend, I'm going for some brim. I know they're gonna bite. Yep.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I like that in your photos. You can tell like you've got bass, but you've also got the rock bass that you keep showing, right? No, the shell crackers that you keep showing.
We got no rock bass down here.
But I like that. Like you're just out there to bend a rod.
Yeah, I like fishing, man. The tug is my drug. That's it.
I love it. All right, man.
If I couldn't
We're
go
moving
fishing.
to what's that? I'm sorry.
I was just saying if I couldn't go fishing, I don't know what I would do.
I love it, man. There's something special about the whole thing, right? Being out there, you get to center yourself. You get to I think there's dudes that hunt. And I totally get the draw of that, but I feel like that's almost feel like there's something different with fishing because you don't know what's going on down there. You know what I mean? You don't like hunting? I don't like hunting either. I couldn't imagine like having to total tangent here. I had this guy at work, and when I first was like, I'm going to start fishing again, I was like, I'm either going to start fishing or I'm going to start hunting. And he's like, well, you could do hunting. And he's like, here's the gear you need. And I was looking it up. Obviously, it's more expensive, right? But then he showed me some little like weird tool. And I was like, what's that for? And he goes, well, when you kill the deer, you shove that thing in its butthole, and then you use it to tighten it up so it doesn't spill it all out. And I was like, listen, man, I'm not like twisting deer buttholes. That does not sound like something I want to do ever.
That's some Jersey bullshit up there because I've killed and clamped a lot of damn deer. I ain't never twisted no butthole.
It might be. I can't do it. But I'm with you. But it's something like you can't see what's happening under the water. It's it's a little bit of luck, but it's definitely a lot of preparation. I'm with you, man. It's amazing.
Too much for hunting. But when I am in South Carolina, man, they got a lot of. Well, not a lot, but I've seen a lot of wild hogs down there. If I can get a chance to get one of them jokers, I will.
All right. If you're going to go after these wild hog, are you going to do it? I've watched some videos on this. So I'm going to give you, we're not even at rapid fire. I want to give you two options here, though. I've seen the one video. There's a dude in a helicopter just hitting him with an AR-15 out the side.
He's cheating. That's cheating, man. I think I've seen something like that. Nah, that's cheating.
And then the other way I saw it was this. I'm going to go on record. This stupid motherfucker sat there in a tree with a giant knife, and he was just waiting for them to come down so he could jump on them and then stab them in the throat.
Oh, man, no.
You got to pick one of those.
Pick one of those?
Yeah, you got to pick one of those.
Shit. I jumping from the tree with the knife because that hog will fuck you up. That hog.
Look, I'll tell you what. We need. I've got a place that we can go camp, and fish and potentially catch double-digit bass. But we can also probably get on some pigs. And what we'll do is we'll go camp for 2 days and we'll eat what we catch and kill.
I'm down.
And y'all come on down, but we cannot no guns, so fishing poles and knives. And I'll take y'all on a hog hunt and we'll go jug a pig.
Listen, so that means Paul is eating nothing but frozen Truly.
Exactly.
So there ain't no electricity. That's going to be a fruit punch in a pouch.
All right, man. If we're known for a couple things, we're known for the most unprofessional podcast probably on the internet. But we're also known for rapid fire. So what we're going to do, we're going to ask you a series of questions. It's got to be right off the hip, man. Don't overthink it. Don't worry. You will be judged harshly on your answers.
Yeah, and we primed you with this one about hunting hogs. This, I got to think. No, first thing that comes to mind, right or wrong.
And listen, man, this could go either way because I don't know if you listened to the episode with Josh from Dark Waters, but he did rapid fire, and now he's not doing podcasts anymore. So it could all depend on your whole Instagram page relies on what these answers are. So are you ready?
If they don't like my answers, they don't like me.
That's right. If we were Jigs and Bigs right now, we'd have some kind of like pew, 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 like music. There it is. All right. You ready, man? Crocs or flip-flops?
Crocs.
My man.
No socks. Crocs, no socks. We'll cover that when you're done. Rapid fire. Let's go.
Well, no, hold on. He answered that. What's your problem? Who wears socks in their Crocs?
It depends on how I feel that morning.
Raise your hand.
It depends on how.
I mean, it doesn't get cold enough there because I wore Crocs during the winter and I put socks on, but it didn't get cold enough for you to put socks on, man.
What? 2 weeks ago, he had Crocs with socks on, and posted that shit on the internet. And I was like, "Oh my Lord!" He even tagged me beforehand. He even put an accusation on it in beforehand because he knew when I saw that shit, I was going to give him hell. And Dust Off Fishing was out there agreeing with him.
Listen, there's something suspect on Dust Off too. If you guys wear socks with your Crocs,
if you go back and look at that post, man, everybody likes the socks and the Crocs. I don't know what.
Only in winter, not in like summer.
No. Let me tell you something. People don't think it doesn't get cold down here. I went fishing numerous days where it was below 25 degrees.
Okay.
And 2 or 3 where it was below 20.
Okay.
And I was out there in my transition pants, a light jacket, a long tee, a toboggan, and Crocs with no socks. And when I put the boat in the water, I put the boat in the water with my feet in the water, and I went to pedaling. And when my feet got cold, I just stuck them back out in the water, and they warm right on back up. Because that water's
you're a psychopath, Paul. You're a psychopath.
No, look, my feet were warmer in those Crocs with no socks because they weren't sweating, and all the moisture wicked away. I promise. People don't believe me, but I promise. What I tell you, y'all bring me up there damn ice fishing this year, and I'll show you how we do it.
All right. Question number 2. You ready, man?
look at Country Boy. He's like, what time's this shit over with? I didn't know I was going to be talking about Crocs the whole time.
It's 3 weeks, so we can keep on going. I got.
All right, man. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No, sir.
Oh, well, it was nice having you on. We'll kick you off right now because pineapple on pizza is the right answer. No, I'm joking.
Question. When you're not here, I'm not asking that one.
Do you spend more on a rod or do you spend more on a reel?
Reel.
I'm with you on that.
But all my shit come from Walmart, man, because I got 2 horses. I got 2 horses, right? I got 2 horses. I can't spend $150, $200 on a Shimano DC,
right?
And then try to take care of my horses. No, it ain't.
Hold up. Hold up. I know, Alex. I know we ain't made no damn outtakes in the last few episodes, but minute 49 and 45, we gotta. Man, look, I'm choosing Rob. Hold up. I'm choosing because I got 2 horses and I can't be spending that money.
Nope, I'm marking it down right now. We're going to keep that. We haven't done the little clips in a while, mostly because I'm lazy. That one's being clipped, though.
Look, when you say your name's Country Boy, if you don't say, I can't spend no money on some shit because I got 2 horses I can't let die, you ain't real country. But do you ride these horses or are they just pets?
No, I ride them. That's what I was gonna say to y'all. Like, y'all look at my posts more than my stories. I get a lot more views on my stories than my posts.
Okay.
My stories is where you will see all my farm and country shit. You see me, the horses, all that on my stories.
But and put that shit on your regular Instagram page. I want to see that shit. I don't look at stories.
Gotcha. All right. Gotcha.
Wait, no, hold on. No, Country, I think you're doing it just fine, right? Because we talked about this with Ramon, where you keep on brand, on niche in your posts and your reels, and then your story is for something like extra because stories don't go out to non-followers, right? So you're doing something extra for the people that follow you. Don't listen to Paul because he can't figure out how to use fucking Instagram stories to save his life. That's his fault.
So do you ride did you used to rope, be a cowboy? Like what's up with the horses?
The horses, hold on. Swamp where we was doing a whole total of the rapid fire shit.
No, you're good. You're good, man. Yeah, no.
The horses started with my grandpa and then my dad and them and just moved down from there. It's like a family thing. Like
shit. Dude,
it'll never stop. I never disown them. They'll never go anywhere. That's like a part of me. I was born into a horse riding family.
Hell,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and I was born on a real farm. Like we got goats, chickens, hogs, all type of bullshit. Right here in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
But I'm coming down to visit. That's my kind of shit right there. I might stay too.
Come on.
Hey,
I don't like horses. Horses can suck it. I got bit by one in Costa Rica. I don't like them anymore.
Saturday I rode a horse. I haven't. This one is younger. She like 3 or 4. I haven't rode her in months. And we got in the middle of the area I was riding in front of everybody, and she want to dump me on the pavement. Yeah, I ain't been all week. Well, I ain't been to work yesterday and today because my whole body hurting, man.
Look,
ouch.
You ain't if your name has country in it and you ain't riding your horse somewhere on pavement, ain't country. I ain't been to work in 2 days because I was riding my 3-year-old horse and she wanted to dump me on the pavement. Where were you at the IGA parking lot? Where were you in the middle of the pavement?
I was going across the highway, and I stopped for traffic, and an idiot on the motorcycle, like the horse scared of loud noises.
Right.
Idiot,
right.
He was coming to the stoplight, and he looked at me and went,
Oh, what an asshole.
That fucking asshole. My horse jumped in the air, and I fell off and started seeing stars.
Y'all, let me tell you something. This shit right here is the countryest shit that we will ever have.
I'm clipping that too. I'm clipping that. Hold on. Let me send you the link for that. I'm clipping that where he's like, listen, I was driving the horse. I stopped for traffic because I was crossing the highway.
On the highway.
On the highway, yep.
Yeah. This is the countryest ass episode we will ever have because, like, he's going to the grocery store on the horse.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to.
See? This is why we live longer than folks up north.
I don't need no fucking gas car to pollute the air down here.
There you go.
I know.
I like it. All right, man. In a 3-hour session, would you rather catch 5 2-pounders or 1 7-pounder?
5 2-pounders.
Whoa.
That is the first time that's ever been said.
Check this out, though. I'm in a kayak. I'm going to get into tournament fishing. We ain't worried about no motherfucking pounds. We need that. Them five 2-pounders all day, every day gonna equal more than that 1 5-pounder in length.
Well, it's a 7-pounder. It's one 7-pounder. Like, have you ever caught a 7-pounder?
Nah, I caught a 5-pounder. That's it. No 7s. But I'm still 5 2-pounders.
I like it. That's the first one ever. It's a shock because we've actually had a lot of tournament guys, and they said as long as I'm not in a tournament, I want that 1-7.
But this question should also be how he answered it.
Yeah.
Like what's number one? I think you're fishing in a tournament.
Right.
I mean, if that's what you do, obviously you're gonna take the damn 5 2-pounders every time.
100%.
Not me.
I like to leave it up for discussion.
Fish, I would rather catch that 7-pounder because I think I can run out there and catch 4 more 1-pounders and be in the same boat as the 5-2.
Could. There's something special about that big of a fish too. Like,
yeah.
But in tournament fishing, they say if you catch a limit, you're going to be in the top third the majority of the time. So there's something to say about catching those 5.
Yeah.
That 1 7-pounder, you ain't going to win shit on no tournament besides maybe big bass if they have it.
That's it.
So yeah. Hey,
all right, man.
First ever. This is the first time anybody ever rode a horse across the damn highway.
Right, and stopped for traffic at said highway.
I stopped for traffic going to Food Lion.
All right, man. Wacky or Texas?
Texas.
Okay. Slow jams or hype music?
Hype music.
Like it. Paul already asked. The question is, are you eating largemouth? You said no, like a civilized person.
This is one thing we're going to have to change, your old country boy. People from the country in the South, they eat largemouth because we ain't got that much shit to choose from. It's either brim or largemouth. If you get lucky, there's a catfish or crappie mixed in.
And now that you say that, my wife's family from South Carolina, that's where me and her family don't agree with each other at, because they go out all day, man, and catch
slaying them,
and come home, put them on the picnic table, and man, I'm not, no, put the fish back and let a kid go catch it, man.
Yes.
But it depends on where you're fishing. I grew up fishing small ponds, and people weren't keeping the bass out of them. So part of keeping the pond from going bass heavy was you kept them. Now, I didn't catch no big ass fish and keep them. But
7-pounders, right?
Look, but I guarantee you, your wife's family don't go down there and fillet them and leave half the meat and throw them.
Oh no!
They cut the head off, they gut it, they fry the whole fish, and we eat everything. We eat all the meat, we eat all the tail fins.
They cut what head off, Paul?
Huh?
They cut what head off?
Exactly. See?
The head, the eyeballs, all that.
Yeah. But the best part of the fish is right there in the jaw, and if you cut the head off, you lose that big old piece of meat. But hey, look, the best potato chip you'll ever eat is a fried largemouth bass fin. The tail fin, the upper fin, the little side fins.
Nope. You're fired.
Potato chips. That's the best
part. Hashtag cancel Paul. All right, country, you've done great through this. I think so far the brand is unscathed. You know what I mean? I think you're there. But this is the crucible. This is it right here. This is what I wake up for. This is why I do Bass and Brews. What are your top 3 sandwich proteins? Because every fisherman loves a sandwich. What are your top 3 proteins on that sandwich?
Paul, I'm about to kill him with this one, Paul. Give me some damn souse meat, man.
Some what?
Hell yes.
Cheese.
What?
Look, spirit fingers and drop that shit down. Souse meat. So-use meat.
Shit. He don't even know what it is. Look at it.
It's spelled S-O-U-S-E. So-use. Souse.
Souse meat.
What in the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Name your other 2, and then we're going to have a quick conversation on souse meat.
Turkey and ham.
Oh, you can go. Hold on. Turkey and ham are good. Country boy, you can go fuck yourself. I just looked up the souse meat. This looks like the devil's diarrhea. This is fucking disgusting. I want everybody to take a break. Stop the show. Google SOUSE meat. This looks like a fruitcake full of butcher's like trimmings.
Look, when I told y'all many episodes ago, when the South, we eat from the tooter to the pooter. We mean it. You know how you make souse meat, right?
Oh, you put it in a big cauldron. There's some satanic ritual, and then this thing comes out of it.
So one thing that Alex started but never followed through with, which we're going to restart.
Oh, I'm going to have to do it on this.
Is when somebody says some obscure something and I say I mean we have never eaten before, which would be hard to find for me, but I'll still do it. We're going to have a video potentially live of Bass and Brews eating like liver pudding sandwich.
I think, man, I really think I saw somebody on Instagram eating crazy ass sandwiches.
Well, so I've eaten some crazy ass sandwiches on a couple videos of my YouTube, but not Insta.
I'm
looking at more of this. So again, I've done some investigation. Bass and Brews is known not only for its ridiculous, we're also known for our hard-hitting journalism. Souse meat also has another name, and it's head cheese.
No. Hog head cheese.
What's that?
Hog head cheese.
Yeah, but I consider that two different things.
All right,
this is so disgusting and disturbing.
But you can buy souse meat out the grocery store. You can't buy hog head cheese out the grocery store.
You're right. I don't eat that shit out the grocery store.
What, do you make this in your basement by yourself?
I can, but nah, grandpa, all them, they make it.
Look.
Listen, it's 2021. You don't have to eat this.
Yes, you
got it, man.
Yeah, you can't put it to waste.
You can't.
Look, we used to kill hogs, and when we kill a hog, we pull the heart and the tenderloin out, and we would cook and eat the heart and tenderloin that night. And then everything else got sausage. We made hams. We made pork chops, all this stuff. And then the liver, we'd have liver and light stew, which is the liver, the lungs, over rice. We make backbone stew. I mean, you take the pig's feet and the head and you boil those two. That's how you get the gelatin to make your souse meat.
I just saw this where there's a recipe for souse meat with pig's feet, and I'm going to vomit in my mouth.
Let me tell you something. If you ain't ever ate pig tongue, that's a delicacy.
I've never had pig tongue. I've had beef tongue.
How about the ear?
Pig ear? I have had pig ear.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought he was about to pull some out.
I thought he was gonna pull out a pig ear. I thought he was gonna be like, got one right here.
Hell yeah! Look, when we get off, I'm gonna finish this one up. Country boy, we gotta wrap this up soon.
Yep.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. You gonna come fish some tournaments over here with me next year, right?
Let's do it.
Because there's two trails in the central part of the state. So you got to come here to fish. You're going to come fish. But even before that, I got to come down to the farm and see some farm life.
Come on, man.
I want to see a Bass and Brews on location at Country Boy's farm.
But besides that, you ain't far from coming up here to Harris with me and chasing some of these busting bass, chasing shad.
Nah, Harris, I think it take me an hour and 9 minutes.
There we go. So we can make it happen. Because when they busting shad, it ain't first thing in the morning. It's the middle of the day. So we ain't talking about no crack acetone fishing.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of time left to make it happen. They was busting their asses yesterday. I mean, I caught 2 that were 3-4 pounds. And my buddy caught about 15 that were between 2 and 4.
So Country Boy, don't go out with him. Go out with his buddy because he caught way more.
He did, but he's in a bass boat, so he caught a little bit more water.
You, Paul. I don't. We can talk while we at the ramp and on the way to the spot, but when we get to the spot, fuck you.
Yeah, there we go. See, I got to go do my own thing. We talk later. We'll text back and forth if shit ain't going. If it's going good or not going good,
yeah,
we can text. But yeah, that's right.
So
So, all right, Alex, one thing we got to figure out. I know we're going to be leaving soon and all this, but we're going to start doing our sandwich protein shit.
Yes.
We're going to start eating some of the off the wall shit people say.
I'm with it. I'll bring it back. We'll do what we can to facilitate that. Yeah. Just to touch up a small update. So we're gonna have a guest next week. This is being filmed Tuesday. This is gonna come out Friday when you guys are listening to it. We'll have a guest the week after that, which is gonna be like the 20th or something, right? 24th, 23rd when that comes out, and then I'm gonna be off the show for at a minimum 2 to 3 weeks. But Paul, you guys are in good hands. I'm gonna teach Paul how to do all this. I think you guys listen to Paul. Like, you guys listen for Paul more than me now. So you guys are going to be in great hands. Paul's going to take over for like 3 weeks to a month until I can settle down in California. And then I plan on jumping on, but I'm still going to, obviously, I want to do some Bass and Brews out there. Maybe we do an East versus West, like a kind of deal. So I've got some ideas brewing for a little bit, and then I'm going to be gone for a very long time. But nothing's going to change here. Paul's going to fly the flag proudly for Bass and Brews and keep this thing afloat. So,
yep. And we're going to have I don't want to do this all on my own. So we're going to have some great guests, but we're probably going to have some special guest hosts.
Yep.
So anybody listening thinks that they'd be a good host, send your resume in.
Yeah.
We'll ball it up. We'll throw that shit in the trash, and we'll look for somebody else.
Honestly, I wish that those people would have sent the resume in before I got saddled up with you. I feel like we could have gotten somebody better. But
well, don't treat me like the wife that you asked to marry you, and now you regret it.
All right, country. Thank you so much for coming on. Everybody go follow him on Instagram, CountryBoyCreekFishing. Dude, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm glad we finally got to chit chat, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Hopefully, all right, Bo.
As a second guest or whatever.
You hit it, man. Reoccurring.
Yeah, reoccurring guest.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, everybody.
We got a lot we ain't talk about. A lot.
All right, man.
A lot. All right, y'all be good.
Later.